Hello Shiny viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. So just in our previous episode, I mentioned a serious problem that I as an ENTJ find myself in. So I mentioned that I am definitely not in the TeSe loop this time, and I am not in existential depression mode, but I feel that I am actually dysfunctional. So there is actually a viewer who mentioned that I could be under the influence of my subconscious or my shadow functions. So to that, I think that is definitely possible. This is because I do not feel like an ENTJ. So I'm going to give a very concrete example this time in this episode to describe to you what I'm actually going through. So previously, I have actually enrolled in a Korean class. So I joined a Korean class for a beginner 1 term 1 course. So the course is now coming to an end. I have to decide if I want to continue enrolling for B1 beginner 1 term 2. It is actually a very straightforward decision because for an ENTJ, they are very decisive. When they start something, they want to push to the end. Just like when we start this YouTube channel, I already know that I want to continue doing YouTube videos. So at the time that we started this channel, there were a lot of other Facebook friends that I have that also started YouTube videos, but they have all dropped out midway. The ENTJ is still doing it. So it is a very obvious choice. I should continue where I started off from. But unfortunately, this is not the case. I am struggling with a lot of personal excuses and my personal commitments to figure out whether I should really continue. So I'm giving excuses such as cost, time. Do I have enough time? Is it expensive? On top of that, in Singapore, we have just got this 1% GST increase. So it makes me feel like I don't want to pay the extra 1%. Actually, it's a very trivial amount. But sometimes I just feel as if I'm giving myself excuses not to continue this with this Korean class. I'm also finding fault with the teacher. Anyway, the teacher is very rah-rah, so I think it's an SFP or that kind of a thing, and it doesn't really gel with me. So I am also thinking that, okay, I don't want to continue with the class. But this is not an issue at all because I can always change the teacher. Under normal circumstances, I may struggle a little bit, but I will definitely have come to the conclusion that I will continue with the course. But unfortunately, at this point, I am very inclined to say no, I don't want to continue anymore. And it is very shocking because this is very atypical of an ENTJ. At this point in time, I still have not really come to a concrete conclusion because tomorrow, the next day, I have to tell the school whether I want to continue. But of course, I can still store this kind of a decision and make it later. But tomorrow is actually the time whereby they're going to give you the forms for you to fill up. And I am actually 80% not going to continue with the course. This entire thing is making me feel very much unlike an ENTJ. I think INTPs may be like this sometimes. So my shadow function exactly is the INTP. So I am not too sure why I am actually behaving like I am another MBTI type. It doesn't feel like me, and I don't feel really in sync with myself. So because I am also a tarot reader, I tend to be very sensitive to the spiritual realm. I think that it is also possible to say that I have actually been sucked into my shadow functions at this time, which I also would classify as my underworld function. So this might come across as very strange to many viewers over here, but recently I have discovered that I have actually spirit guides that are also from the underworld or the netherworld. So most of the time we would expect that our spirit guides are deities, angels, but it's very surprising that I have both spirit guides that are angels and demons at the same time. Not really demons, but they are from the underworld. I feel very sucked by them into the other dimension, the dark side, which could also account for the change that I'm actually experiencing. So, well, a lot of people might find it very illogical to look at it this way. I have a lot of personal experiences that actually make sense to me. Last time when I was younger, as an extrovert, I really liked to take roller coasters until the age of 28. And suddenly I just feel so frightened taking them. I eventually realized in one of my sessions with readers or those people who can help me to figure out what's happening that actually in one of my past lives I plunged to death exactly at the age of 28. So if you are an intelligent viewer, you will have understood the connection, right? So here I would definitely think that it is possible for me at this point in time to be sucked into the subconscious much more than my usual times. Is there a solution for it? I'm still figuring out. If you have been in this kind of condition before, dear viewers, especially fellow ENTJs, do highlight to me what you tend to do about it, so that maybe I can also get some insight how to help myself out of this situation. It's quite unpleasant because it doesn't feel good to be out of sync with yourself. But maybe it's supposed to be. So I'm open. Okay, at Channel NITT we produce a lot of ENTJ videos such as this one. This could be a little bit like a spiritual out of the world already, but I hope you like it as well. If you have enjoyed, do give us a like. If you have not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more ENTJ, MBTI and fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I'll see you in our next episode. Bye bye.